In the name of Allah, the most beneficent and the most merciful, Yajuj and Majuj. It is He who created all that is on the earth for you, then turned to the sky and made the seven heavens. It is He who has knowledge of all the things. Quran 2:29. Islam consists of many stories and incidents that occurred hundreds of years ago, yet they are still relatable and found to be very significant. Before Islam, there were many nations that were just barbaric and brutal until Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent some of His beloved men to rectify the things that weren't going well. The story of Yajuj and Majuj was popular to a nation that was brutal. Yajuj and Majuj were wild tribes. They acted like animals and created a havoc for the Turks living nearby. Yajuj and Majuj destroyed the Turks' crops, killed their children, made their lives miserable. Yajuj and Majuj used to come from a mountain that had a rift in it. These tribes made their way through that rift and created chaos for the people living beyond that area. King Zulkarnain came to the rescue for the Turks. King Zulkarnain, also known as the Alexander the Great in other cultures, was a Muslim king who traveled across the world and reigned most of it. One day he was traveling north when he came across this mountain. The Turks pleaded the king to help them get rid of the Yajuj and Majuj. King agreed and decided to seal the rift of the mountain with pieces of iron and imprisoning the barbaric tribes. Give me pieces of iron. Then he had filled up the gap between the two mountain cliffs. He said, blow. Then he had made them red as fire. He said, bring me molten copper to pour over them. Surah Al-Kahf. Yajuj and Majuj were imprisoned behind the wall. Even though Yajuj and Majuj were imprisoned behind the wall, King Zulkarnain declared that this wall will one day cease to exist when the day of judgment will be near. It will happen because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wills it to happen. This is mercy from my Lord, but when the promise of my Lord comes, He shall leave it down to the ground, and the promise of my Lord is ever true. Al-Kahf. During that period of Hazrat Isa, Yajuj and Majuj will break the wall and come out. Yajuj and Majuj have been trying to break the wall since the day it was made. However, one day during the reign of Hazrat Isa alayhi salam, one person will rise from the tribe of Yajuj and Majuj and he will be able to break the wall. That would be the time when Yajuj and Majuj will emerge with full power again and will cause immense menace in the world. Allah will send help yet again. The world would become chaotic after their arrival. There will be shortage of food, water. Millions of people would be killed by these tribes until Allah would listen to Hazrat Isa's alayhi salams and his followers' prayers. He would send a swarm of insects that will kill the whole tribe of Yajuj and Majuj. Hence, peace would spread again.